These are four-wheeled witnesses to history. German car makers Mercedes, Porsche, and Audi have put classic vehicles back on the road in Stuttgart to celebrate the 125th anniversary of the automobile. But one in particular stands out. The car that inventor Carl Benz originally patented had only 3 wheels. It's being driven by his great-granddaughter.
I like driving the first patented car. I feel at home in it.
For Wolfgang Porsche, the Automotive Parade is a heartwarming event. He's behind the wheel of the very first car his father, Ferdinand Porsche, built. That was in 1947.
I remember my father taking this one on an historical drive around the Nürburgring. There are lots of pictures. There's not much more you can say. It's moving.
The other German car makers have also taken some of their most elegant and rarest vehicles out of the museums for the parade. And private car collectors have gotten in on the act, too.
I would have loved a car like this, but I couldn't afford it. When was it built?
54 to 55.
Josef Mast carefully prepared his Mercedes for the parade. It's a 300B convertible. Only 50 cars of this model were ever produced. The Mercedes-Benz 300 was the first luxury car in post-war Germany. It's supremely elegant and largely handmade.
Everything's very fine. In 1951, when it came on the market, this was an exclusive luxury car. You can sense that the car cost 4.5 times as much as a VW Beetle. And that's the way it drives as well.
The Mercedes 300 became an official West German state car. Germany's first post-war chancellor, Konrad Adenauer, himself drove this model. A number of celebrities grabbed the chance to experience a piece of the past. For example, a Mercedes-Benz 500K from 1934.
When you sit in this car, you can imagine what it was like back then. There were open roads. You had time to signal because there were no other cars.
Tennis legend Boris Becker took a turn in a gull-winged Mercedes from the 1950s with a few friends.
The atmosphere in Stuttgart is great. It's full speed ahead when there are normally radar traps. Everyone here is a car freak. I like driving a lot and do it a lot, and it's interesting to get acquainted with history.
This Blitz-Benz race car was built in 1909, but already had 200 horsepower. More than 100 years of automotive sports history, driven by 3 generations of German racing drivers.
This trip back in time is very emotional, especially when I see the old cars I used to drive in the 1960s. You also realize how important the car was for Germany's affluence. The automobile made Germany what it is today, and it's nice to see that's been going on for 125 years.
An electric race car hints at where the automotive future might be headed. The parade ended at another piece of the past, the former royal residence in Stuttgart.
It's a great event, I must say. 125 years of the automobile. The automobile set the world in motion, and it'll continue to do so in other forms and with other engines, but always emotionally.
The Stuttgart Automotive Parade is a definite highlight in this year's anniversary celebrations.